Hey friends, it's Ref Sheree here with The Rewind. This is season 3, episode 9 of The Rewind. This is where we come together collectively as a community and outreach of Christ Universal Temple, the CUT Collective, the online community for Christ Universal Temple. We are here to unpack, to rewind the lesson sermon from March 22nd, 2026, where Reverend Wells gave the lesson sermon, Focus on What You Want. We are in the Lenten season, in the Lenten series. And LENT is an acronym we use for Let's Eliminate Negative Thinking. So beyond giving up chocolate and all kinds of things, I gave up wheat for Lent. It's let's eliminate negative thinking. What is the thinking that's keeping you from your highest good? And so this lesson series has been rich with opportunities for us and tips for us and scripture that reminds us that we can renew our minds. We can have a healthy, happy, prosperous life. We just got to get out of the way of it. And so we're going to take the limited thoughts, the error thinking that's in the way of our prosperous life and let it go, and let it go. So I'm excited to be here. It is, listen, this is in the Christianity game. This is game time. We hitting Super Bowl season where we really get an opportunity to celebrate the way shower, celebrate the way that was paved by Jesus the Christ for us to overcome, for us to remember who we are spiritually, and then have the courage and the audacity to act like it. All right. Without further ado. So wait. Before I bring Rev on, because Reverend Wells is in the hot seat today, I want to invite you that if you're listening to us live, if you're listening to record, whatever, however, just go ahead and like it on whatever platform you're listening to. Share it from whatever platform you are listening to, and let us help us spread the word. We want to make sure that people know that we are here, that we are committed to your spiritual growth, that we're here to support you, because sometimes you hear a word in a sermon and maybe you have a question about it. You can throw that in the chat. You can put that in our community. We have the CUT Collective community where you can have conversations and dialogue. That's on Facebook. So all the way live, we're here to support you in your well-being. Let me bring Rev on to the hot seat. Good morning, Rev.
Good morning, Rev Ree. How are you?
I'm wonderful today. A little fired up, can you tell?
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's always good to have the gusto of enthusiasm behind you.
It is a good thing. I lead Lent in the mornings, and so so I'm coming off of that Lenten high.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
So you're already up.
I am. I got up, and I have a routine for Lent because I truly believe in the season of spiritual immersion, of being really committed to spiritual growth. And so it gives me, it's my playtime. Those 46 days are my playtime to let go of some things for real.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got up this morning, like, let's do it. It's Holy Week is coming. It's like, it's Super Bowl week. Like I got hype. I got hype this morning.
Yeah. That's dope. How's your complaint free coming along?
So I do 24-hour fast with the complaining, so I can give myself a chance to reset. And I'll tell you,
okay,
I charged no complaining. It went all right. Went pretty well, actually. But we did a day on judgment, and so I issued a 24-hour fast from judging other people. Man, it's amazing the and you're not judging others and not judging yourself. So it's tuning into your thoughts to that degree. I'm still working with it. I switched my bracelet.
I love that
throughout the day.
Right, got you. I love that though. That's dope.
Yeah, it's you got to go in. You got to pay attention to anything you need to do to tap into your thinking, to be aware of your thoughts and feelings. I say, we got to be present to it. If you're trying to change them, you got to be present to them.
Right. If we're not intentionally focusing on what's happening within us, then we're less likely to determine what happens outside or what we're able to produce and experience and manifest based upon that lack of attention and intentionality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the lesson from Sunday, March 22nd, that's what we're going to work with, is on part of the Let's Eliminate Negative Thinking series. Focus on what you want. And what I have discovered in the Lenten series, what I've discovered is that it is so easy to focus on what you don't want, that you give what you don't want so much attention, that it was like a reminder. Are you thinking about what it is that you really do want, and how to shift your mind that way? So the lesson was powerful, and a reminder in that way. And so we're here to talk about it, to unpack the lesson sermon from March 22nd, Christ Universal Temple at CU Temple. It's a full service on YouTube. And but we're gonna dive in right now. So Reb, let's pray, and then I want to hit that first clip. It's a good one.
Let's do it. Let's just take a moment to turn within. If you're able to do so safely, I invite you to just close your eyes for a second as we take a couple of good, deep, centering breaths. As we breathe in the life of God, we release and exhale all toxins, all blocks, all negative buildup. Again, breathing in deeply, settling into the power of this moment, exhaling and releasing that which no longer serves us. One more time, breathing in deeply to center ourselves, and exhaling, realizing that this process of grounding ourselves in the activity of breathing helps to settle the mind and make us receptive to the opportunity and the power of now. We bless and give thanks for this time to journey together as we recognize the power of being aligned in consciousness. We give thanks for all who plug into this vibration, knowing that right where they are, the presence and power of God is. We bless this sacred opportunity, and we know that the seeds of greatness have been placed within each and every one of us. And we commit ourselves to doing what we can, what we must, in order to nurture and cultivate those seeds that we might unleash our greatness on the world. We are open, we are receptive, we are ready. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. So we are going to rewind right now. I got my first clip locked and loaded. We're talking about focusing on what you want, and Rev talks about recalibrating your mind. I'm gonna play this one.
But if it's also going by quickly for you, I want to encourage you to make sure that you take some time to recalibrate your mind toward God. Because Lent is a really powerful season. It's a wonderful opportunity and reminder of the work that we must do of identifying and releasing the thoughts, the beliefs, the behaviors, the conversations, the habits, the patterns that just are not working for us. Because it's those same things that often stand in the way of our highest good.
Yes, 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 yes. So the recalibrating your mind for this very reason, for this very season, right? To help us identify limited thinking. So as you are setting the tone for this series, what's your highest hope for the Lenten series? Like what do you hope people are able to get out of this?
Transformation, right? That's the reason we do what we do is one, so that folk can become fully aware of who they are, whose they are, and what it is they're capable of. The second reason we do this is so that we can move from information to execution, right? And when moving from information to execution, one of the things that is a essential, necessary byproduct of that is change. And so, if at any point I find myself that I am in a place and I'm committed to going from where I am to where I am to be, then sometimes we just need support in that effort. And so the goal, the hope, the reason, the purpose is to point you back to your divine potential, support you with the tools, the principles to live into that divine potential, and then for you to flourish in that in whatever ways are consistent with what you desire for your life, world, and affairs. So if there's something that's not working for you, I'd love to see you release it. If there's something that you're striving for, I'd love to see you stretch out for it. So that's my hope for anyone who tunes into this Lenten season, that they will release what does not work, take hold of what does, and then use it in order to propel themselves into their next level and next experience in unfolding the soul of themselves.
Yeah, that is, and it really does work when you work it that way, when you give yourself that opportunity to transform. And the lessons that have been preceding this one, I think it's just like the momentum has been building. And I know that whether you've tapped in from the very beginning or whether you're just tapping in today, like you kind of I always say you got in when the water's warm, right? Like there's an energy that's been created that where there's an expectation of transformation. And I think that there's I know that sometimes we can show up in worship experiences without expectation for transformation. And that it seems in some ways nonsensical, but it could just be a habitual thing you do. I go to church, I sing the songs, I listen to the sermons, but
That's right.
That spiritual certainty that transformation can happen for me, in me, is it is really what opens you up for it. You
like when we were going through ministerial training, one of the things that Reverend Mary Tumpkin taught us is that the purpose of preaching is to move people. Like you don't need a preacher or a teacher if you're going to stay, if your commitment is to stay where you are. And if you show up with the expectation that you are not ready to change or committed to change, all I would encourage you to do is keep listening, because if you stay in that environment long enough, something within your hearing, something within your observation, like it's a heck of a thing to see people get better. And and this was not a this is not a religious setting, but I had a good, I think I mentioned him this past Sunday, Sheree Muhammad and I went to high school together, so like with childhood friends. We did dirt together. That's, what I'm saying, like that's my road dog. I know him and he knows me. And Sharif joined the Navy, and once Sharif called me out, so I was still at home, I was still in Chicago, and he was just on the other side of boot camp, or maybe just at his new location. And when I spoke to him, I'm like, whoa, there's something different about this dude, right? And whatever it is that helped to facilitate his change, I'm interested in that, because just a few weeks ago, we were on the same wavelength.
Yeah. And
I could just hear in his conversation that he was no longer on that wavelength. And it wasn't like, I don't even know if he knew he was different, but I knew he was different. And so I'm like, whatever that is, I want some of that, because I'm not different. I'm the same, and I'm not okay with being the same if people around me can change. And so his example from the conversation prompted me to investigate what it was that he stuck his toe into that helped to facilitate his change.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if you show up for a church experience or spiritual experience or a religious experience, whether it's at CUT or Upchurch or UTC or a non-UFBL affiliated church, Unity Church, mosque, temple, wherever that is for you, if you stay in that environment long enough and you allow the tenets of that to get into you, provided it is uplifting and transformational,
Absolutely.
then it can and perhaps will prompt you to begin to transform as you become a new creation. Sometimes even without the early promptings or without your permission. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just know that this no longer works and I need to do something different. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're a product of our environment in ways that sometimes we're not aware of. And so if you put yourself, if like, I like to think about the environments where I've been uncomfortable, where I felt like everybody in that environment, knew more, had more, thought differently. And the times I've leaned out of that and the times I've leaned into it, right? Because if I am the product of my environment, then I want to be in this higher state, this higher vibration that I see people around. Just like you talking to your friend, right? You could see that he's the product of a new environment. Like, let me find that environment. And sometimes that's part of our transformation, getting into the environment.
Absolutely.
What used to happen at Upchurches, which is where I was, where I grew up, is people would come in and their lives would be transformed. We're in LA, there are a lot of creatives there. They would come through the doors and they would be transformed, and then they would go off into the world and continue doing what they were doing. And the thing that was never impressed, which is why I talk about it a lot, is the power of community. And that as someone who is thriving in a community, your responsibility now, maybe you're not on the side where you are growing and expanding because of the teaching, you're an example of the proof of it. And your responsibility then becomes to stand in the community, because somebody's going to walk through those doors like you were and need to see your example. Your friend, I'm not talking to anybody who's not in the Navy anymore. If that had been what he said, right? Like, he had a community. He showed up in his community and you saw something. It's power community. It's important. It's important.
The first actual image I saw of myself as a teacher and preacher and presenter was in a spiritual context, was in seeing Kevin Ross, David Montgomery, and I believe it was Eric Donaldson on the platform at CUT. And when I saw those guys, I'm like, whoa, like I can do that. Like, that could be me. Now,
could be me,
here is also the interesting thing. Like, I had seen Minister Farrakhan on that same platform. I had seen Wendell Tate on that same platform. I had seen Joe Hill on that same platform. And while they were all, dynamic and amazing and powerful in their own right, I resonated with their message, but I didn't necessarily identify with them from the standpoint that I can see myself doing that. But when I saw peers who would eventually become colleagues doing it, I'm like, well, no. Well, yeah, I can do that. And so to be perfectly candid, I don't even recall if at the time I was in any of the training programs. Right now, like, and I don't even think I had left for the Navy yet. when I saw that. So seeing them, I think, helps set the stage for when now I'm in the Navy and I have this dream or this vision of what it is, right? But being in the environment and being able to see the model, I believe, helped open me up to the possibility, so that when the dream came, I didn't just completely dismiss it.
Right.
I had already had like ocular proof that no, this is possible. This might be a thing you do.
Listen, who knew we were going to dive into your origin story here on the Rewind? I love it. I love it. But that's well, I say that when you are expressing the gifts and talents within you, when you're singing the song God placed in your heart, you don't know who's watching and what impression you're making. Like, and that
That's
we
true.
are,
That's
we
true.
are you. When I say that you have the power to change the universe, to change the atmosphere, just by doing what God is
That's
pulling
right.
you to do,
That's
right?
right.
You
That's
don't
right.
even, it's like,
Yes.
is it worth it? Is it a big thing? Well, your choice, somebody saw that, it shifted someone's atmosphere. I think that's really truly how harmony happens in the universe, that we do our thing. You do what you're designed to do. And
Absolutely.
it blends together. It works together. And I love that you can
Absolutely
remember those moments when things opened up for you.
Yeah,
They could have said no. They could have
I
said,
can't
I'm not
forget
ready.
them.
Yeah.
Any number of things could have happened. Like I could have not gone to church on that morning, right? Or maybe only one of them is speaking and not all three. And maybe if there's only one of them speaking, then maybe I don't see it in quite the same way. But what one might be an outlier. Two could be a coincidence. Three is a pattern. You know what I'm saying? So like if there are three of these people who can do it, why can't I do it?
Why can't I? Yeah.
You know, because like at the time, like I'm not grounded in the truth at that time. I'm being introduced to it.
Right.
But that example of it really made it undeniable for me. And like not Rocco Erico, Deepak calls it like synchro destiny. To where all of these things align to help facilitate this particular result or this particular outcome. But to your point, like I agree that was a moment of synchro destiny for all of us, for the people who decided well before that on this particular day, we'll have these particular three young men as our presenters. Nobody knows I'm in the audience and gonna be inspired by that, right? Everybody's just saying yes to the power and possibility of the potential to support somebody moving from where they are to where they are to be.
And it's funny that those, I don't know the one in the middle, but Reverend Kevin Ross and Reverend Eric Donaldson, I know they've had impacts on me. And this isn't just about ministry, but it's about doing and being who you're designed to be, that you're making a positive impression. It's not just for you. It's not just for you. And that helps me.
That's right.
It helps me when I don't feel like it. It helps me when I'm not feeling myself up to the task. It's like, it's not just about you pulling me out of my own thing.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you.
And that's how great you are, that your mission is bigger than you. So to get to this space, right there. Go ahead, Rev.
When I was working with a developmental coach, and at the time, I had issues selling, right? Two, I had issues with being pitched. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but I did have a visceral response to being pitched, and I had a visceral response to, being responsible for selling. And in our group, I wasn't the only one who had that response. Like somebody else was, having visceral response, but as it turned out, like they had the courage, whatever you want to call it, to say, well, like you said, this is, safe space. And so I just need to say, like, I'm feeling a certain kind of way about, it just seems like you're trying to get my money. And the host of the training was like, well, I mean, like that is one way to look at it. Like I can see why and how you can get that feeling. But then they said, but I'm clear about the value I provide. I don't have any reservations about that. I'm clear about it. I've got track record, not only with myself, but with others I've worked with. So I'm clear about that value. Two, I'm not forcing you to buy anything. I'm presenting the opportunity. It's my job to present the opportunity. It's your job to say no if it doesn't work for you. Right? So you don't have to feel any kind of way about the opportunity. I'm presenting it to you. Doesn't work for you, no different than a commercial that runs on your TV. If it doesn't work for you, don't go buy it. It's okay.
Right. Yep.
Then they said, but three, I realize that it's bigger than me. Because while the proposition makes you uncomfortable, someone else has stepped into it. Someone else will step to it, and it'll help facilitate their breakthrough, their 5x growth, their 10x growth.
Yep.
And if I didn't present the opportunity because it made me uncomfortable or because it made you uncomfortable, then I would be putting a ceiling on myself and someone else who needs to benefit from the opportunity. And so the host was like, so I had to learn how to get comfortable with the work I put in, the value that I bring, with what it means when I'm unwilling to offer the opportunity, and with what it means when someone receives the opportunity and is, turned off by it or excited by it. Yeah. Because you can rest assured that the full spectrum of those possibilities exists in the same room. So if it's not for you, or the way Reverend Coleman would say it in a preaching, like if it's not for you, then leave it on the plate. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Yep. But I think that when I think about darkness coming to light, like those kind of moments where you see where you're in your way, right? Why aren't things clicking for me in my life? And it's like, so I'm an entrepreneur who doesn't like to sell. I'm an entrepreneur who doesn't like people selling to me. So every time a sales situation goes on, there's an underlying anger. There's an underlying resentment, and I'm wondering why I'm not thriving. I love when those, because you got to deal with yourself and overcome those things, which is what the heart of your message was about overcoming those things. So I don't run from those things when they come up in your mind, when you realize yourself that way. Hey, like I hate when people try to sell me stuff, and it's like, oh, do you? Right?
No, that's their job.
Yes.
You said like that. That is literally their job. It's their job to try and sell you. So I was talking to someone else a few years later, and they had somehow gotten word that I had done some work with this particular host, and so they're like, I'm thinking about going through the program. What do you think? I'm like, I think it's absolutely amazing. It definitely helped me. I can see the difference. It's like I walked out of it. I walked out of the program, and within 6 to 8 months, made back every dollar that I had put into that program. And that was just right out of the gate. And so I'm telling the person, like, like it was beneficial. I found value in it. And I'm not suggesting that that's going to be the same experience for you, but that was my experience. And I did say there is the likelihood that you'll be presented with some opportunities on some upsells, some other programs, etc. I said, and I don't know how you feel about that sort of thing. I said, but here's what I would offer to you on that. It's their job to present that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your job to say no if it's something that doesn't work for you. And it's your job to say yes if you sense that it's something that does work for you. So don't let that get in your way, particularly not with where you say you're headed, because you need those skills. You need to overcome the discomfort, just like I had to. You need to learn how to overcome the discomfort and recognize that it's bigger than you if you intend to stay on this track.
And there's, the thing, not to dive into sales, but sometimes you got to make things like it. Like, am I offended if I'm in a store and there is a dress that's $100 and a dress that's $1,000?
No.
I'm not mad at the $1,000 dress.
No.
I just may not want that dress right now.
No.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For this event, I might want this is where I am. This is what I intended to spend. So I'm not mad at that, but I'm glad it was offered. No. I didn't know that this $1,000 version existed. So that energy, that energy is important for us to just be present to.
Yeah, because for me, I think it's more, for me, it was more connected to, I don't want to say the person or a person, right? It's like, if I go on a car lot and I see what's on the lot, you're right, I'm not put out by that. If I go on the lot and it feels like the salesperson is trying to move me into a particular direction, then I feel some kind of way about that. But it's the same cars, just a perhaps different method, different approach. So you're 1000% correct. I am not offended by things being presented for sale. I walk into stores and browse sites where that's the whole purpose for the thing, to have stuff on sale. Right. And I never think twice about it. It was that personal element, and probably in large part because I'm projecting my discomfort, or I was at the time projecting my discomfort around selling. Yeah. I love it. I love when we have those experiences. We get to grow and know that some of those things are the barriers to our success. And so you talked about overcoming. I'm going to play this clip on being an overcomer because it's time. It's time to overcome. It's time.
Reads, an overcomer is one who recognizes the truth of their being and is renewing their mind and body and affairs by changing their thoughts from the old mortal beliefs to the new as they see them in divine mind. Everything that it refers to has something to do with the of the one facing the challenge. So the thing that has to be overcome is not the thing that's out there. The thing that has to be overcome, according to this, is what's going on inside of me.
That's right.
Are you with me?
That's good right there.
So the power is, repeat after me, the power is not out there. The power is in here.
Why do you think we try to fix it out there first? Like, why do you think that's our default?
because it's easier. It's easier to look for it out there, right? It's easier to look for it out there. Who is? I think it's Power of Intention. Wayne Dyer tells a story about a guy who loses his car keys, and there's more light outside under the street light, and so he goes outside to look for his keys. Somebody comes by and asks him, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm looking for my car keys." He said, Did you drop them out here? He's like, "No, I think I lost them inside, but there's more light out here." Right? Why am I looking outside of myself when the cause is not out there? The cause is in here, right? And to the extent that I accept that is the crux of the power and potential that I have to radically shift my life, world, and affairs, to the extent that it looks exactly like I want it to look. It works exactly like I want it to work, because I'm no longer focusing on the effects and trying to massage and manipulate those. I'm working directly with the causes that produce the effects. The more I master and navigate and direct with intention on the inside, the less I have to manipulate on the outside.
It's, I think that the key to that is that part about the power being within you. I know that if I know, when I know how to do something, I go to it, right? If I don't know, then there's going to be something, right? I don't know where to go. So in that brief moment, you go back to your default pattern. So if it is for me, if it's like to scrounge out, and if it's to stop and not do anything, but you'll go to kind of what a default habit pattern is for you. But if you know that the power is in you as an overcomer, in order for me to get through this, there's something in me that I just need to activate. You know, that like I said, I look for the keys inside of you, look for the switch inside of you. If I know that that's where it is. And so this is why I am in this consecration and Lent, is to remember that.
Right.
Because
that's right. The
default is to like, okay, now I'm gonna try to fix my environment. Now let me move. Oh no, let me get some new friends. Oh, and I'll keep trying to change. Let me look for a new job.
Yes.
What is it? Like I'm gonna keep doing that extra outer thing to change when it's in me. Like there's a shift in me overcoming whatever the fear, the doubt, and the hesitation is. I will tell you that this is what ministry is about. This is what being in the right community is about, the atmosphere transformation. And so the overcomer, I am.
And like the fact of the matter is, we all get an opportunity at some point to identify something that we must overcome, right? That's just kind of par for the course in the school of life.
God got me in this school of caregiving for my mama. And I thought you in that class too?
I'm in that course too. I'm in that course. Yep. I'm in that course.
There is no greater course. There is no. It's like I didn't know I was getting my PhD in life until I had to start dealing with.
I know that course.
With my mother at this space in her life, and at this space in my life. I am growing. I am healing. I am transforming. Amen. Amen. And so this is why I resented.
It's funny. It's funny how you say that like a yogi. You haven't talked. So I met your Valley Girl persona. I think we met her last week, and I met Yogi Ree. We were just introduced to Yogi Ree.
It's all in there. It's all in there. But I'll tell you, the part of your lesson, the part of your lesson I resented the most, it was this next one, because I enjoy joy and fun, and this part of your lesson didn't feel that way. which let me know I needed to lean in and listen again, listen again to it, because I didn't enjoy it. But here is my least favorite part of the lesson.
Let's do it.
Rejection hurts most when our worth is tied up in being accepted by other people. Rejection hurts most when our worth is tied up in being accepted by other people. But here's what I want you to know. Anything that grows encounters resistance, right? You go to the gym, you get on the bench, you grab the weights, you get on the Pilates machine, no resistance, no muscle growth. When I lift the weights, the resistance is not the problem. The resistance is the point. Is that right?
Right. That's right. That's right.
So the very thing that's making it hard is the thing that's making it work.
Oh.
See? See?
Oh. I see what you mean.
Yes. Yes.
I see what you mean.
You
Okay.
said it.
Yeah, I see what
you
you mean.
said it.
I see what you mean.
Resistance is the point. The
Ooh, I see
thing
what
that
you
is
mean.
making it hard, the thing that's the problem, it's not the problem. The resistance is the point. The place of growth is a point. And I felt that on every level. I felt that in the gym when I'm lifting weights. I felt how it literally just the burn of building muscle and not wanting to experience the burn. So therefore the muscle doesn't get built because the resistance is the point. The burn is the point.
Right. And here is part of our challenge. Our inclination is towards non-resistance.
Yes.
Right. If I am closer to a door that's closed than I am to a door that opens automatically, I will take more steps to walk through the door that opens automatically than I will to walk through the door that's closed, because the door that's closed presents some resistance to me where the door that opens automatically does not, even if it means I'm going to go out of my way a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's when I took my son to Japan for his graduation, and there's a lot of order in Japan, and just Tokyo, beautiful space, super clean. And we're coming out of very crowded trains, up escalators and stairs to get to the to get out of the train station. And everybody is moving to one side of the escalator. And I mean, everybody is moved to one side of the escalator. And I look, and people are running up the escalator. People who want to just keep going, they get to go up the right side, left side, people are just standing there. And then there's on the other side, there's just stairs. And I'm looking at all three of these, right? Like, and there's a part of me that's like, always get on the escalator, Sheree. Always get on the escalator. There's the me that's climbing for greater health and vitality. That's like, take those stairs, you know?
Go get those stairs.
And the beauty of it is that there's a point when there never would have been a conversation. The escalator or nothing, right? It never would have been a conversation. But the idea that
I'll just stay down here until the elevator comes or the escalator opens up.
I'll stand in the line for this escalator because I'm going to get up. But that growth, the resistance is the point that we are. That I'm, and mind you, here's the thing. I saw that my mind had been conditioned to consider the more strenuous path, because that would be the path that would give me a chance to burn some calories, that would show, put my heart rate up, that would feel good. My legs would get warmed up. That training had happened. Now I hadn't taken route where it was automatic, where I went automatically for the stairs, right? But that shift is the resistance. So I'm what that part of the lesson reminded me about is that, one, like, I can do hard things, right? I can do hard things.
Last time you taught, not last time you taught, one of the recent times you taught that.
Yeah, I can do hard things, but I don't know I can do hard things unless I do hard things, right? So I gotta practice. I gotta practice doing hard things. Something as small as taking the stairs instead of the elevator is me reminding myself that I can do hard things. Because if I'm just gonna quote you, right? you said that resistance isn't the problem, it's the point. That there is that anything that grows, here it is, anything that grows encounters resistance. And so if I desire to grow into my greatness, that I'm going to meet resistance. And I have to let myself know, y'all hear me dealing with myself? I have to let myself know that I can get through this. Like I have the innate power to get through this. This is what I have been working on when I'm fasting and feasting during Lent. This is why I encourage and I teach this. It's because it is reminding yourself that you can do something that's hard. So if like and people choosing fast and they say, "Oh, I'm fasting from chocolate," and I say, "How often are you tempted with chocolate?" And it's like, oh, like so. If there's no chocolate in your house, you never see chocolate. Like the fast chocolate is cute.
That's right.
It's cute. I chose to fast from wheat because bread is everywhere and it's cookies and cakes and pie. It's everywhere. So that was going to get I'm going to have some resistance I can work with their practice.
Yes.
Saying no to what doesn't serve me. I have to practice that. I had to practice that. I had to practice because, Girl Scout cookie time would come and there's cookies everywhere and I want to support the children. I do not eat random snacks. Like just because you offering it does not mean that I have to eat it, right? Just because it's free, my friends who love the hookups, just because it's free does not mean that I need to have it. So that this, and I tell you, this was my least favorite part of your lesson, because I don't want to feel the tension that comes with growth. I just had to admit that to myself. I wanted to feel fun. And then I remember that it can feel fun in the reach for it. Like there's something that's triumphant about overcoming and doing what you didn't think you could do. Giving it a try. Like that can be the fun, as I gave it a try. And at some point, like failing began to be a thing. As opposed to just, I'm going to give it a go. Let me see if I can, like that playfulness to it.
Yeah. So I think there's also the opportunity to convince ourselves in that way. Right. Like to, and so let's say with the workout analogy, and I was just saying this to someone recently. There's this one routine that I do, which I think I'm going to do it in about 5-6 weeks, something like that, and it's about 7-8 weeks long. But I am amazed at the number of times I'm tempted to, and I'm not going to look at the camera because of how I'm phrasing this. I'm amazed at the number of times that I'm tempted to curse the instructor for making the routine more difficult than it has to be, because it does not have to be this difficult. And 2, cursing myself for saying yes to this. Like why are you doing this to yourself? And the fact of the matter is I must enjoy it. Right? So if I know if I didn't, or I enjoy the result, I enjoy there's some part of it. There's like there is an inner masochist somewhere in there that makes me sign up for this thing, at least once a year for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And so I should just convince myself that I enjoy it, because why else would I keep doing it?
Yeah. That's how I felt when I said,
but I don't tell myself I enjoy it.
That's how I felt when I signed up for Lent. I was like, Lent, like, y'all don't know. Let me tell y'all. Let me give y'all a peek into my Lent life.
Right.
So back when I was doing this, and my son was young. This is my 13, 14 year doing this, and so my son was young, and so we were on the phone and I would get up and I would have this 7 to 7:45 experience with everybody while getting him dressed for school. And I would go take him to school, go to work, and do this thing all over again every day. And it's a marathon. Like you got to build up for it. And as he got older and got more independent, he wasn't the factor, but it was, now there's a camera, right? So I got to get up and I have to turn that camera on. And there's a version of Sheree that is not going to go on camera just looking like I got out of bed. Like, so I had to pull it together. So we're talking, and then I started working out. So we're talking, I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to the 5 o'clock class at gym. I come home, I get myself together for the 7 o'clock Lenten experience. And then I am out the door to go to my job at 8:30. This was every day for 46 days. This is what I've decided to do. So when someone say, are you doing Lent this year? And I'm like, I'm thinking about what it takes in my life, the preparation every day and what that's going to take.
That's
but
right.
I did it 14 years. Like, so there's something in it
Right.
that is, that's fun, right? Something in it that I know the benefit. And I'll sometimes sit in that. And sometimes we do have to sit in the end to say, what good is this going to bring to my life? Like,
yes.
Like, oh, I know the charge it gives. I know the space that it creates. I know it's going to be challenging, but I know I'm built for it because, again, you talked about that overcomer has an inner power, and you got to remember that. And but it may not always be your first thought. That's what I was trying to say. The inner power isn't always my first thought. It's the sacrifice.
Right.
It's the
might have
you
to be
said
reminded.
the resistance, the pain part, right? That I'm going to meet the resistance. That resistance in my mind, I had to get over it. I'm grateful that I did. Especially for this Lenten, because I hadn't planned on doing it, especially for this one, because I came on and was totally honest. Like, I'm doing this for me. Like this is this was for me, friends. And we've been rolling together. It's been totally freeing and wonderful. I got one more clip. Let me see what this clip is about. Okay. So we're talking about the lesson of the title of this lesson was focusing on what you want. And so these are some ways to deal with that focus. So the resistance is one of the things that comes up because we think that maybe resistance means stop, when resistance is the point, because our intent is to grow. We're expanding our capacity. There are you will meet resistance. And I think that just accepting that is step one, right? Just accept that it's going to be some resistance. Here's something about about why we are accepting the end. I think that'll set this one up. Here we go. Last clip.
Okay.
So when it comes to faith, I want to just give you 4 things to help you keep the faith. The first is just to be consistent. Put that in your notes. Be consistent. By being consistent, I'm asking you, what's the frequency with which you see yourself in your desired state? Second thing I've got to do is I've got to get clear. Why? Because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between something you are vividly holding and something you've actually experienced.
Wait. So 2 things, right? That we're talking about being consistent and being clear. And then I'm going to give you all 4 because I didn't pull the clip. I didn't pull all 4. But the 4 things he said when it comes to faith, 4 things: be consistent, get clear, concentration, and continuation. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between something you are vividly holding and something you've actually experienced. Talk to me why that's important to know. Like, why is that important to know how that works in subconscious mind?
That's important to know because of the power of the subconscious mind, right? So, what we often talk about how powerful our thinking is, but we sometimes miss the opportunity to point out how equally potent, perhaps even more so, well, scientifically more powerful, the subconscious nature is than the conscious phase of mind. So if I subconsciously believe something, then I'm much more likely to act on that which I believe, whether it is true or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so um, if I am clear about my desire, my intention, my commitment to transformation, and I'm impressing my subconscious mind with that consistently, then I am appropriating the power of my subconscious mind to help bring forth that experience. And it doesn't matter that I haven't already had the experience. My subconscious mind, in my subconscious mind, is coded as though it is a now part of my experience. And
Mm-hmm.
so my subconscious then begins to work to make that an repeating or actual part of my experience.
So when it's not child's play, right? To visualize, to dream and imagine what it is that you desire, because you said that the subconscious mind, which is productive, right? We reflect
Mhm.
from it, that it doesn't know if you're holding it in mind or if you're actually experiencing it. And I know that I have I don't know, I guess it's like not understood the value of holding something in mind. Like just even sometimes being afraid to
Mhm.
desire something
Mhm.
because you are
Mhm.
maybe feel so far from it, or maybe you've wanted something in the
Mhm.
past
Mhm.
and it
Mhm.
didn't come to pass and it was
Mhm.
disappointing. It was
Mhm.
disappointing. So you don't want to be
Right.
disappointed. You don't
But
want to
so
disappoint yourself again.
hold right. So that's one of the ways I bring it closer to me though. Right? Like it's really a ruse for me to not hold it because I don't believe it's possible. In
Hmm.
essence, what I'm doing is letting myself and the power within me off the hook from producing it
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
saying um, the circumstances, the condition, the environment isn't right for it, and so let me just move on to my next thing. That's letting me off the hook from doing the
Hmm.
work,
Hmm.
which it's okay. We might have pivoted from that to whatever is next for us, but there is something to be said for the conscious commitment it takes to holding the thing until it manifests itself,
Yeah.
right? So that could be for whatever period of time it is, but if at any point I let it go, then I am in essence giving up on the power working in me. And I can test to see if holding on does eventually make it so or not.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I am grateful for the conversation. I'm grateful for the information you gave us, reminding us that we are overcomers and that this is a power that is within us. And so we got to use this is a practical Christianity. Use what you have. I want to let you know that Rev is giving the lesson sermon on Easter Sunday at Christ Universal Temple. And we will, oh, that's the wrong flyer. But anyway, it's on April 5th. And this is an invitation to you to come to the temple on April 5th. We're going to have an amazing experience for the children. There's going to be some gifts and fun and just a powerful word as we celebrate celebrate the journey of Jesus and celebrate the rising of the Christ within each and every one of us. Um, right following that, next week we're going to be launching a series to help you stay risen, right? To help you stay in practice and that practice of breaking resistance, overcoming is Manifest 2026. kicking off in person in the temple in Chicago, Christ Universal Temple, on Sunday, April 12th after service. And then we'll also be hosting a virtual for the online community, a virtual manifest. Virtual manifest, y'all, is coming on Wednesday, starting April 15th at 6 p.m. And so register at manifest.cutemple.org for both of those experiences. And we are so grateful for these opportunities to grow together. Rev, thank you for being in the hot seat. Thank you for what you've come to share. I am grateful. We'll be back next week. I think it's Gavin Jackson who'll be in the hot seat. He's giving the lesson sermon for
Yes.
Palm Sunday. And so we'll have a good time with that lesson. Any closing words, Rev?
To God be the glory.
Yes. God bless you. God bless you all. We'll see you next week on The Rewind.